Hey, what up, gang? This is Red Dot, and welcome to the video. If you click this video, obviously you're having trouble in Drug Dealer Simulator, and you're looking to make some quick cash or help improve cash flow. And if you have, you came to the right place. I'm here to help you out. So today, I'm gonna go over 5 different ways that you can improve your cash flow or make more cash. Because after all, money is king in this game, and without it, you ain't doing nothing. So let's get straight into it. All right, on number one of our list is increase client base. Now, when you start making sales at the beginning and have access to samples, just start handing them out as soon as possible. Not only will more clients bring more business, but increase your reputation. Now, with the reputation, it'll help out later a lot because with your reputation, for one, you unlock more territory and you level up quicker, but you also get to adjust the price of your product. So the more reputation you have and the more people like you, they like your delivery time, they like your product, you can start charging more and more for your product. I probably charge people 16 bucks a gram just for weed. That's an insane price gouge, but they pay it cuz they love me. So that's number one, is just once you get that ability to start giving samples out, anytime you see that question mark icon, you go up to that person, give them a sample. You see another one, give them a sample. All right, on to number two, dealers. Dealers are a really quick way to move a lot of weight, especially in the beginning stages of the game or mid stages. Getting dealers usually comes from long-term clients. They'll come to you, they'll message you on ShadyCom, asking to front for you. Of course, fronting, there's always the risks of, them getting arrested and losing product, and then they're in jail for a couple of days. You can bail them out, though. It'll be a little pricey, but you can. But it's to keep in mind, they'll always ask for a smaller amount for a little bit, but then their asking amount will get more and more. It'll go from 20 to 40 to 60 to 100, and then one day they'll be like, I need 200 grams of this or 300 grams of that. And if you're charging 15 bucks a gram on a certain product, that is a ton of money they can get you practically overnight. I personally give a lot of love and attention to my dealers. I have over 12 dealers, and they fetch me around 4 to 8 grand in about a night, a day. So you do the math there, because that is a ton of money you're probably missing out on. 16 grand a day. Just think about that. 16 grand a day on top of your clients. That is a ton of money. Okay, on to number three, mixes and addictions. Now, this is to really get your money's worth with any of the product that you get. Any and all product can be cut with something, and that being sugar, fentanyl, Viagra, you name it. It will dilute your quality but increase your quantity. I personally recommend for anyone starting out the 70-30 rule. 70% being your product, 30% being whatever you find. My personal mix for the best yield and addiction and just overall quality: 70% product, 25% filler. I usually prefer sugar, and 5% fentanyl. Of course, you can add however much you want, but be aware of the amount of overdoses that can happen. One time I made a batch of meth with too much acetone in it. I killed everyone who was buying that meth. So keep that in mind. And if your quality drops too much, your clients will leave you and your reputation will drop. So just be aware of that. And by the way, if you're more curious on how to mix and do it properly, I have another video coming around soon, so that will be uploaded relatively soon. All right, on to number four, gang shipments. Sometime in your story progression, you will be summoned by a gang leader in Sector B. Eddie will call you. The gang leader's at a club with a luxury car out front. He'll ask you to flow a bunch of product to the U.S. and in really specific packages. Everything will be told to you on ShadyCom through a guy. But basically, he'll ask you once a week for a certain amount. So far, it's 450 grams of Coke. Sometimes he asks for it in like 50-gram bags. Uh, but it's not as often as I personally would like. But at the set price of cocaine and how much he's doing it, it's under what you're usually selling, but it's still really good profit. So overall, I think it's worth taking that time to actually supply with him. You can go ahead and you know you can give drugs to a separate gang in Bad Asia, but I have not been able to unlock that, so I'm not exactly sure how that works. But there are two gangs you can support, and the money is pretty quick. It's instant. As soon as you give the product, mark the location, you have a bunch of money waiting for you at a drop box in downtown. So it's really, really good. Okay, at number five, different sectors, different market. So far in my playtime, I've noticed a pattern in orders. Each sector kind of takes like a different like narcotic, each one. So most of the time in sector A, you'll be selling mostly weed, amphetamine, maybe a little bit of E or some meth. But the way I've seen it is sector A mostly purchases amp, weed, and E, while sector B purchasing amp, meth, and E, and Sector C purchasing heroin, coke, and meth. Now, with this, selling certain types in a certain sector yields just different pay. So, Sector C with the most like expensive narcotics being bought, um, and Sector B and Sector A being kind of that cheap area. So basically, if you want more money out of it, run around in Sector C in Two Towers construction site and just give out samples, give out coke, give out heroin, and make sure you put fentanyl in it so people get addicted and they'll get big amounts. 5 grams of coke is a ton of money still. So even if they're doing that little range and they're not doing like what you're used to in Sector A, like 20 grams or 30 grams, it is still a lot of money. I come out of there with maybe like 3 grand, 4 grand each run. So yeah, definitely cater to Sector C, get clients, get dealers, and you'll make a ton of profit. All right, guys, that will be it for the video. If these 5 tips helped you out and you've learned something new, leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe too. I'll be posting more drug dealer simulator content. And yeah, if there's anything you are having trouble with, don't be afraid to leave a comment down below, and I'm sure I can make a video on it and help you guys out. So thank you very much. Deuces.